Hi everyone, I love seeing people's craft room tours on YouTube, so I thought you might like to see what I've been doing for the last few days.
Okay, so I've spent about 3 days moving my craft room from one room into another room, which was my office. So I'm stood in the hallway at the moment looking into what is now my office / combined craft room. So just to give you a bit of an idea, this room is half the size of the room next door, which was my craft room. Now that was a big through double room that I had one half of, and it was south facing. And over the years, it's caused me untold problems with the sunlight. One for filming, but more recently I've noticed that my cardstock is starting to get bleached by the sun. This room that I'm stood in the entranceway of now was my office, and I'll just give you a quick pan so far. So where these two desks are now, the desk on my left with my computer used to be under the window that you can see there at the end of the room. And on this wall where the two desks are, there used to be 3 tall wall units which were full of officey stuff for our other business. So I've moved the 3 units out of this room and I've put them in next door into the bigger room, and have now spent the last 3 days bringing all my craft furniture and supplies into here. So this is now my one dedicated room that is going to be my office and craft room all in one. So I've put my desk there now, so that will be where I sit and do any business paperwork or when I'm doing computer screen shares. I've got that little unit just on the left there, which is now housing the printer. That's a little lap quilt that I made years ago that's just been folded up in a box and never used. And that was made before I started doing YouTube videos. So that quilt is probably over 6 years old. So I've decided, as it's lovely, soft, and the colour, all the colours that I like, I'm just draping it over the back of my chair, and then if it does get chilly in this room in the winter, I've got something I can pop over my legs while I'm sat editing. So I'm just going to come into the room a little bit more. As I say, Dymo printer on the left, which is for all my labelling, on the desk next to one lamp, my Mac, my other lamp, which you can just see the top peeking over the quilt, the flower lamp, that has a daylight bulb in it. I can turn that lamp so it faces my craft desk if I need any extra light. And then here is my other desk. So I'll just move the chair out of the way so you can see. And now I've got my craft desk, which is the desk that you're probably used to seeing. So as I said, this room is a lot smaller, so I'm just having to move into a corner so you can see. So as I pan round now past the window, this wall has got the entranceway from the hallway. So this is where I was stood a few minutes ago looking into the room. This is on the right as you walk in. And this wall isn't as long as the wall where the 2 desks are. So I can't get my 2 IKEA units both horizontally. So what I've had to do is stand one up so that there's a gap now between that end unit and the window, which is handy because I can keep one of my tripods and things tucked in there. And then this other unit is exactly how it used to be next door with my papers and things. And it's got the little unit with some of my stamps on it. And then I've got this cork board, which I covered, and this wasn't being used really in this room. So this now holds my mats. You can see the paper flowers that used to be in the room next door. I've brought those in and put those above. The only thing I haven't got in here now is my sewing machine and my serger, because they actually used to sit on that IKEA cabinet that is now stood up vertical. When it was on its side, like the first one here on the right, I used to have my sewing machine and overlocker. So I've left those in the room next door. So I could bring that in and I could put it on the wall on the left as I come through the door, because as I said, it does sit down lower and it doesn't stick out very far. But I don't know whether I want to do that yet. And then it comes in and there's one desk, and then it comes round and you've got my craft desk with my storage and things above it. The ScanNCut there. You can see I've got gaps at either end of the two desks, so I have got room, but I don't want to feel as though I'm trying to cram everything into this room. Then you've got the window, and then those units. I've got room where I could put the small low profile metal cabinet and have my sewing machine and my serger in here. I may or may not do that yet, I'm not sure. I've literally just taken 3 days this week moving everything from this room into the room next door, which is on the left. It's behind this wall, you can see here on the left, and moving the things out of there into here, and just trying to get myself organised really. So that's my craft room tour. I do love it. This room now is north facing, so I'm hoping that it's not going to be as bright for when I'm filming, but I think it's going to be more functional, because I can literally just sit in one room and do all my screen share videos. I can do all my editing, and then I've got my ScanNCut right next to me with all my craft supplies handy on the desk and paper directly behind me. So everything is just in one place. It's still a bright room because of that nice big window, but not going to be as bright as the room next door, which was virtually all glass and south facing. So I'm going to give this configuration a try. I do not think I'll be moving back into next door. As I said, the only alteration I may make is if I do bring the sewing machine and the serger in here, but I'll see how I go for now. But I just thought you might like a little tour of my new craft room. If there's anything in here that you want to know about, just leave me a message underneath the video and I'll try and let you know where everything is from. Most of the furniture in here is IKEA. This computer desk is not IKEA. This is a desk that I had in a previous house and took all the handles off it, painted it all white, put the handles back on it, and I've actually put a white worktop on top of the original desktop. So that is from IKEA, but the actual desk really underneath it isn't. So that's it really. Anyway, thank you, and I'll see you in my next video.